You're listening to The Front Porch Show. Some shows are niche shows, talking about specific topics. Others, shows about nothing. This show is the show about everything. On The Front Porch Show, we'll talk about current events, some news, a little bit of politics, along with a whole lot of life. Welcome to our Front Porch. 1-402-799-1811 is our message line number. www.thefrontporchshow.com. We're also available on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I'm pretty sure some other places as well. But
Probably.
I honestly don't know where. It's so hard to follow. Like,
there's
social media,
many different platforms.
There
Kinda
really
ridiculous.
are. There really are. And it's one of those things that I don't want to be on too many, because then you start losing focus and you start forgetting, what you've posted to. And
Right.
it becomes very frustrating.
There
And
should be a program that
there
you
is.
can like.
There is, but you have to
Is
pay
there?
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can type
looked
in and
into
it sends it to all the different.
Sends it to all the different
Mhm.
places. One of the problems that I've run into currently is that, like Instagram, I can send it to Twitter, I can send it to Facebook, but I can't actually send it to the Facebook page, the show page on Facebook. So that's a little
Interesting.
frustrating. And I can send it to Twitter, but the problem is once you have more than 100 or 240 characters or 280 characters or whatever Twitter requires now or doesn't allow or whatever, I assume it cuts it off. I've never wanted to mess it up and see,
Yeah.
Just frustrating. Welcome, Alyssa. Welcome to the
you.
show. We have a little bit of a different show this week. We're actually recording. It's a Monday night, so this is the earliest we have ever recorded the show.
Right.
Still, the show is going to be live like normal.
Right.
Nothing out of the ordinary, but we just won't be able to cover really any,
News happening this week.
news happenings this week, other than just some silly stuff that we really latched onto.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the show will not be as long because we are feverishly attempting to record this at nearly 10 o'clock on a Monday night.
Yes.
We are both exhausted, and we have to leave bright and early to go to drive 24 hours to Connecticut tomorrow for my grandfather's funeral. So certainly keep that in your thoughts. I mean, by the time the show is released next Monday morning,
we'll be on our way back.
We'll
or
actually
back.
be on our way back or back from those travels.
We'll still be on the road probably Monday morning.
So
yeah.
But if you guys do think of my family at that time, just pray for us, because it will be a difficult time. It is anytime we lose a loved one. But yeah. How do you pivot off that?
I know, that's depressing.
That's super super depressing. I have something joyous to talk about. I mean, it was Father's Day.
Yeah,
right. It was Father's Day the other day, and so Father's Day is a fascinating. Can we say that it was started by the Hallmark industry? I mean, the greeting card industry.
I actually don't know the background of Father's Day. Like,
yeah, well, look, give a quick Google while I'm telling the story.
I know that there is Father's Day in Germany too. So
we did our.
It's probably not originated in the United States.
Probably not. We did our. We didn't really do anything for Father's Day, like.
Not on Father's Day, really. No.
I have this issue, okay, with Father's Day, and Mother's Day, we take mom out, we everyone dresses up, we take her out to lunch, and it's great, it's absolutely great, and if you have a mother in your life, then that's just awesome, and we celebrate mothers. We celebrated you on Mother's Day. I believe we took you out to lunch. Did we?
Oh yeah, we went to the brunch at.
There you go. We took you out to lunch.
Barnstorms.
Right, exactly. And I think that's great. But when it comes to Father's Day, most of the time, the family brings home some meat and says, "Here, Dad, cook it." It's true, though.
It's pretty common.
Do you know how many folks I saw post on social media that's what they did for Father's Day?
Yeah,
that was their job for Father's Day.
Which, do guys enjoy that?
They do. Yeah, yes, but my problem is that just seems to be the exception for Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
You, on the other hand, the awesome wife that you are, I had plans with some friends.
Yeah.
And we decided to go to a Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah.
Now, if the listeners haven't been to a Brazilian steakhouse, it is an adventure that goes beyond all other adventures. Basically, you show up to this restaurant, and they bring you out some appetizers, and it's beautiful, like Brazilian themed appetizers. There's a great Brazilian cheese bread. Typically you'll end up with some cinnamon bananas or something that are just incredible. And then there's the buffet.
Yeah.
You know, where there's fresh salads and normally Brazilian inspired salads. Not just, and we're not talking just like lettuce, tomato, and that type of salads, but like mixed dishes and just things that you'd find in Brazil. And then you have the hot side of the buffet, where you have the accoutrements for the meat. And you'll have your rices and your potatoes and the sides. Absolutely. Yeah. Your veggies too.
And starches,
veggies, breads. Yes. All that.
Mm-hmm.
But the main theme
is the meat.
And when the gentleman comes over with the 12-inch cleaver, or the 12-inch, scimitar blade, and carves you off a hunk of meat off this beautiful.
So they're walking around in the restaurant with 12-inch.
Oh yeah, I was actually in fear for my future generations a couple times.
Yeah,
because they're holding the It's as if they almost have, if you can picture, they have the A+ sign, the AOK sign, right? And they're holding the skewer with that, right? And then in the other hand, like in the three fingers that are left over, they're holding the knife. Okay.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then with the bottom, they're holding the tray so that it doesn't spill all over the place.
Right.
And whenever he would reach over me to set the tray on the table in order to carve me off a piece of meat, the 12-inch scimitar blade was literally 12 inches from my man bits.
Yeah.
And I was in fear several times, but there was no slippage of the blade. There was no issues there. Man.
So that just made me think, I wonder if anyone's ever been like accidentally stabbed. And so I looked it up, and it has happened.
Has it really?
It has. Back in 2016, in Texas, in Dallas, looks like. The waiter lost control of the knife and accidentally carved, quote unquote, the woman.
Oh man.
In her arm.
That's disturbing. That's absolutely scary. Yeah. I assume she survived. She's good.
Yes, yeah, okay. She's fine. She just has a nice scar.
I imagine it would be. They had 13 different varieties of meats that they had cooked. It was absolutely delicious.
Oh wow, she didn't even sue. She said she loved it so much that.
That's awesome. Good for her.
She's like, the restaurant was very nice. I was thinking they've cut me, and they think I'm going to sue, said Whitley, who was left with a 2-inch wound on her arm.
Aw. Hey, props to her though.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The manager was very apologetic.
I mean, me, I would have just angled for a free meal. I mean,
Right, yeah.
Or, a year's worth of free meals.
Yeah.
Once a week for the rest of my life. So good.
He actually dropped the knife. Sounds like.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's scary though. I mean, I don't know.
That's funny.
But it was an absolute experience. Thank you for letting me go. I appreciate that. It was an absolute blast. The boys did though. They're a little young yet still.
Yeah.
And I
got a lot done.
There you go. Does any more need to be said about that? I mean, 13 varieties of meats and so good. Oh, so good.
You were so round when you came home.
Rotund, I think, is the word for it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't move.
To do at the end, I wanted to do like products liability, as in, if that camera explodes all over that guy, we'd sue the camera company and their insurance company, you see.
How did Yale out-rebound Baylor? You go up and grab the ball off the rim when it comes off, and then you grab it with two hands, and you come down with it, and that's considered a rebound. So they got more of those than we did.
Did you hear that who was it? Toronto won the basketball championship or whatever they call it. What do they call that? What is it called?
I have no clue. You're asking the wrong person.
It was against the Golden State Warriors, who won just last year or the year before.
Oh, okay.
Who came back from like nowhere, and yeah, they incurred a whole lot of injuries. And
Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, they won. What is it called?
I was just trying to find that out. I mean, it's the NBA playoffs.
Playoffs. Okay, there you go. I mean, it's the championship. They won.
Right. It's. I assume it's just called the championship. I don't. NBA champions.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm not sure what it would be called.
Right. NBA finals.
What does that have to do with our current topic?
I have no idea.
Well, it's funny because I brought up the wrong article. I want to talk about David Ortiz.
Okay.
David Ortiz. Big Pappy. I mean, he was the man at in Boston for a while.
We got to see him
First
play.
baseman. We saw him play. 43 years old. He retired in 2016, the year after we got to see him play.
Yeah.
But very, very interesting series of events happened in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Details are still sketchy on what happened, but David Ortiz was shot in the back by this guy. I guess his name is, the guy's nickname is Bone. He was the man who actually did the shooting. It's Gabriel Alexander Perez Vizciano, or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was a hit called out on Ortiz. Now, even that's debated, though.
Right.
And we're still not quite sure what exactly happened.
Yeah.
And how clear everything is. There rumors had it that it was, Dominican Republic mob, like drug dealers mob. Others said possibly angry mistress,
Right.
angry mistress's boyfriend.
Yeah.
An interesting thing I heard the other day was he bought like an $80,000 sports car for some woman down there.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
And it's like, that's interesting.
Too bad I don't know him, huh?
I think you'd have to know him a little bit personally in order to get that out of him.
Bummer.
Good thing you're not that type of woman, eh?
Yep. I'm happily married.
There you go. Well, so is he. So is David Ortiz, supposedly.
On the surface, maybe.
Well, so here's something interesting. A lot of folks from the Boston area and who played with him are like, this is not normal.
Yeah.
Like for him, like they did not know, like that is totally blindsided them.
Mm-hmm. Because it was so out of character.
Because he and his wife have such an awesome relationship.
Yeah. And they are kind of held up on a pedestal, though.
They are.
Or he is, at least.
They are. But at the same time,
yeah,
everyone around them said this is, they're just this amazing couple.
Right.
But apparently maybe he had a girlfriend down in,
yeah.
Maybe he had a girlfriend down in Dominican Republic. The guy, I guess, was yelling from prison, though, the other day to the media that he shot the wrong guy.
Oh, that's funny.
Now that
wrong place, wrong time. You just happened to hit the celebrity.
Supposedly
sports star. I don't know if that's the same.
But who knows? Who knows? It's such a weird story.
Yeah, it's kind of random.
Such a bizarre, absolutely bizarre story. Did you see? You probably didn't.
Probably not.
Pakistan.
What about it?
Pakistan, just the little country north of India there.
Yeah.
They were I don't really know how to tell this to you other than show this to you.
Okay.
The picture you see before you is a government meeting.
Oh boy.
And those are filters that someone accidentally turned on their Facebook page to make them on Facebook Live look like cats.
That's hilarious.
So you have government officials over in Pakistan doing this official government meeting looking like kitty cats.
That's hilarious. See what filters have brought us.
Yeah, well,
I don't get the filters that make you look like weird things.
I don't either.
Like it's
so bizarre. So like Snapchat, I mean you can do it. I don't even know how to use them on Snapchat.
Old man, you.
I got Snapchat because I have younger friends who have Snapchat.
Yeah.
And apparently you can, you take a picture and you can add filters. I don't even know how to add a filter.
That's funny.
I don't I can't even.
Is it more an iPhone thing than an Android thing?
No.
Do you have to have like an app for it?
Yeah, it's an app.
Okay.
But I don't know how to add filters to it.
Right, in Snapchat. Because I don't know if I've ever even seen that on my phone.
So, well, you wouldn't unless you.
Right, because I don't have an app that does that.
There is Alyssa with sunglasses on.
So you figured it out?
You have a cowboy hat on now.
Figured it out?
You look like a Viking.
Oh.
That's really creepy with a big beard.
You like that?
No. That's disturbing. Now you look evil and you have flames in front of you. Oh, that's great. That's a nice 80s one. I think we're going to put that one up on the Facebook page.
Great. No.
Yes.
No.
That's great.
That is not going anywhere.
What a great picture. We've got Alyssa's got the headband on and the 80s. Doesn't look too bad, actually.
No, you want me to go that way? You want me to become a blonde?
I mean, you actually don't look too bad as a blonde there, do you?
I don't know about that.
Not bad.
I don't have the complexion for a blonde.
I don't know about that one. But no, anyways, there's Alyssa. Oh boy. Oh boy.
This is weird.
Yes, it is. Now you're an ostrich.
Well, that's silly. It's a picture of an ostrich and just like, that's not even my eyes.
Yes, it is. Sure is.
Why are they brown?
Hold on. Start talking.
Why?
Oh, like put your head above the mic. Put your head above the mic.
You're crazy.
Put your head above the mic. Okay, start talking. Talk.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go. See, now you're talking. And
what are you doing?
Okay, so
you're creeping me out. I feel like you're creeping our listeners out too.
I'm showing you. Oh boy, that's really disturbing.
That's incredibly disturbing.
See, I told you. And now you're talking like, yeah, that's.
Let's not ever do that again.
Anyways, look, I'm just saying that filters are hilarious, and Pakistan is just using them to make their government meetings. Obviously,
they probably had more people watch their government meeting than like ever.
I mean, I honestly can't say I have ever looked up Pakistani news before,
right?
And I did for this article.
Yeah, they're getting some serious.
So they're getting some serious hits with this.
Yeah.
So this was a live press conference. I have no idea what the press conference had, what it was about, but when the prime minister or whatever turns into a kitty,
that's pretty good.
It's gold, Alyssa. It's absolute gold.
Only in the 21st century.
Hey, when a filter nabs the government, I mean, I think Trump could look pretty good with a filter on.
Oh man.
Wonder what he would be.
He might look better.
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is. Yes.
Teach a child to read, and he or her will be able to pass a literacy test.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the fact that he is wrapping his arms around Putin while Putin is continuing to advance into Korea.
Wrong.
All right, we're back, folks.
Yeah.
One of soccer's biggest stars has caught the attention of World Cup fans.
Yeah.
For what reason, though? The reason is that Megan Rapinoe doesn't want to participate in the national anthem. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Kaepernick.
Very similar to the Kaepernick situation. There's pictures of her kneeling before.
Yeah, that was back in 2016 already.
Yep, back in 16. So this has been a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
Long time coming on this.
It's not new news.
No, and the fact that she's standing there without...
She's being consistent in it, I guess.
Well, right, exactly. So Rapinoe is 33.
Yeah.
And she did not, she would not put her hand over her heart in the latest game, I guess yesterday's game, in the team's 3-0 victory over Chile. Her comment is this: I haven't experienced over-policing, racial profiling, or police brutality, or the sight of a family member's body lying dead in the street. But I cannot stand idly by while there are people in this country who have had to deal with that kind of heartache. There is no perfect way to protest. I know that nothing I do will take away the pain of those families, but I feel in my heart it is right to continue to kneel during the national anthem, and I will do whatever I can to be part of the solution.
Yeah.
Whew. A whole lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Kind of a loaded comment by her there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like obviously she has the right to do whatever she wants.
Right.
And if that's what she wants to do, I mean, I don't really care.
Do you think it's disrespectful though, as a part of Team USA, that
because she is representing the United States team? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is there any difference, I guess, between her and Kaepernick in a sense because of that? Because it's a different.
Perhaps. I mean, it's not like it's still just a sports team. It's not like it's an official government anything,
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she's been sanctioned by the government and sent out and said you are our representative, but in a way she is
in a sense. I mean, other countries, yeah.
One of the things I keep thinking though in this situation is what about her rights, her freedom of speech, to not stand up,
right? She also, another comment she said was that I can understand if you think that I'm disrespecting the flag by kneeling, but it's because of my utmost respect for the flag and the promise it represents that I have chosen to demonstrate in this way, she wrote. When I take a knee, I am facing the flag with my full body, staring straight into the heart of our country's ultimate symbol of freedom, because I believe it is my responsibility, just as it is yours, to ensure that freedom is afforded to everyone in this country.
One of the things I keep coming back to is I keep seeing folks. We have this almost worship of our flag in our country.
Yeah.
Or I should say some people do.
Yeah. I can see that.
You'll see that with the folks who, take for instance the flag code.
Right.
The lengthy list of, and I don't even know if they're actually laws or whether it's just strong suggestions of how you're supposed to treat the flag. I don't remember if that's actually been codified in law. You can probably bring that up if you...
I kind of doubt it's actual law.
But, there's of course all these prim and proper procedures of how you're supposed to treat the flag, and, that you're supposed to have a light on it and that it's supposed to be hanging this specific way. And I don't think there's an actual law behind it, but it's kind of a code of conduct.
There might
be a law, really.
There are advisory rules for display and care. Well, Chapter 1 of Title 4 of the United States Code.
But if they're advisory rules, they're not.
This is a U.S. federal law, but the penalty described in Title 18 of the United States Code for failure to comply with it is not enforced. This etiquette is as applied in U.S. jurisdiction. In other countries and places, local etiquette applies. Interesting. Well, that's according to Wikipedia.
Okay, well, take that for what it's worth. My whole point behind that is a lot of times we elevate a symbol over the actual thing.
Yes.
And so many people conflate standing or not standing for the flag as you don't love our country.
Right.
That couldn't be farther from the truth, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if you put yourself in her shoes and follow her reasoning, in her mind, she is doing something patriotic.
Right. I guess my only question to her is, what is it accomplishing other than setting her apart as a...
Yeah. I mean, news stories like this,
Well, but that's what I mean.
Gained a little bit of a spotlight.
Well, what is it actually gaining the cause other than her gaining the spotlight?
Right. And I mean, what happens more than anything else is probably just people yelling at her.
Well, or taking sides one way or the other.
Right. And
I've mentioned this on the show before, but I really think that's what most of the media is all about, is making people take sides, extreme sides, and fight with each other.
Right.
Because if we're fighting with each other and we're attacking each other over something silly, like someone not standing or sitting or standing or whatever, not putting their hand over their heart or taking off their hat for the flag or whatever it may be.
Right.
If we are focused on that rather than on the actual issues that are plaguing us in our country, then we've lost everything, I think.
Yeah. I guess I would fall in the place where I would say I don't think what she does is wrong, but I think it's unwise.
I could see that. I could go there.
I don't think it does much to help. If anything, it divides further.
Is it going to sound terrible that there have been times in my life that I have not stood for the national anthem? Is it going to sound horrible? Yeah, it's probably going to sound horrible.
Can you think of a specific time? Like, when would you have not?
There was
was it purposeful? Like, I'm not going to stand, or just?
No, it was more of, and I think I stood. I did stand. I remember standing. We were at like a 4th of July event.
Mm-hmm.
This was back 2010 or so, 2011, 13. It was right after the Snowden stuff came out.
Yeah.
Where Snowden had revealed the government for what it really is, and you know that they are harboring all our data and you know just exposed a whole lot of garbage about the government.
Right.
And couple that with the number of wars we were in and the number of people that I have been acquainted with, or people who you know I went to school with, or folks who were serving over there at that time.
Yeah.
And for what seemed like a very unjust war that had at that time been going on for 10, 11, 12 years. And I just couldn't. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You can be patriotic and you can love your country and not love the symbol for which it stands for.
Right.
Like I am extremely patriotic. I love my country.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, when the government takes possession of that symbol and embraces it as their symbol, I can see where people get really, really disheartened and not wanting to stand up for that symbol.
Yeah.
Because, guys, folks listening, we have a government that is really screwed up. We've got a government that we're plagued with issues. I mean, we joked about it last week, but the war drum's beating in Iran.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need another war. I don't know if, like, emotionally, if I could handle seeing our country go to another war. We've been, since you and I were both born, we have been at war like 80 to 90% of our lives.
Right.
Actively at war with some country over some issue.
Right.
That's wrong.
Yeah. How many countries in the world is that the case for? You know? And is that a list that we really want to be on?
I don't think it is. But then again, I'm a non-interventionalist.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't be intervening unless something actually is going to affect us. And we can't be having proxy wars in Yemen.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting the Russians. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And so I guess what I'm saying is, while what she did was probably unwise,
yeah,
I know what she feels. I know what she's feeling. I don't necessarily agree with her.
Right.
Because I don't believe that people are being necessarily all the time murdered in the streets by rogue police or by a rogue government. Okay? But what I do know is that they're sitting here spying on us all the time, collecting our data, collecting our information, so that if they need it at some point in time, all they have to do is look at it.
Yeah.
That's wrong. And so I will I can't believe I can't believe I'm saying this, but in a way I'm almost defending Kaepernick. Now, I'm not saying there shouldn't be there shouldn't be consequences for the actions.
Yeah.
Okay, in Kaepernick's case, I don't necessarily think he lost his job because of the issue with him not standing for the anthem. It comes back to the whole hot crazy matrix. So think about it from this standpoint. His skill was not good enough to offset his crazy.
Yeah, it's true. He was kind of spiraling before
even if he maintained and was a really good quarterback, okay, when he was not re-upped on his contract, his crazy was too crazy.
Outweighed the
skill.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it really came down to free market. It came down to the free market deciding, hey, this is wrong. And we don't like it. You're acting out is causing too much of a distraction. We can't take this. We cannot have this.
Yeah.
And there's 30 teams in the NFL who could have hired him, or 29 other teams who could have hired him.
Right. And
so
they didn't.
I say all that to say, I have no problem with what this woman did, but there are consequences for actions.
Yeah.
And so I don't know whether the team, whether the team wants to, but she's been doing it since 2016. So, obviously it hasn't been an issue since. Yeah. Hasn't been an issue thus far.
Part of me is like, we mentioned the whole she's on the United States team. Does that make it different? Mm-hmm. And it's like, if she really wanted make a statement, if it was that important to her, why is she even on the team? Like, why is she representing something that she is not proud of?
Well, and that really is that's my other question. I mean, it's a question that has to be asked.
Because part of me is like, well, it sounds like she's got, principles that she's willing to stand on, but on the other hand, I don't know.
No, it brings up some very, very interesting questions. I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know is that there have been times in my life where I haven't stood for the national anthem, and there were reasons behind it, and I won't fault someone for a single time of not being able to do that. It's their call, it's their freedom, they have the right granted to them by the Constitution to make that choice.
They cut my beard and forced me to eat it.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Who else in the level can say yeah?
This next story we're going to take a look at this morning, or today, or tonight, whatever it is. Wow. The next story makes me really sad. We've come out on the show before and said our piece against the LGBTQ, whatever other letters I'm missing, lifestyles.
Yeah.
And we've stated that it goes against our spiritual beliefs.
Right.
But we've also said that we believe that despite what we believe, that it being wrong from a moral standpoint, that you should be able to live your life the way that you want to, as long as it doesn't disturb other people.
Right.
And as long as it doesn't inconvenience them, or as long as they don't have to pay for your lifestyle choices. Mm-hmm. We've made that very clear. We've also said on the show that we would like people who are struggling with this, and if they feel threatened, to seek help, whether that be from the police, whether that be from counselors, whether that be whoever they need to, that they should seek help.
Yeah.
Whether that be legal or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And that we wish no harm to come of them. That's why it is absolutely heartbreaking to me to hear this story out of Tennessee, where a pastor who is also until a couple weeks ago was an active sheriff's deputy,
mm-hmm.
who preached a sermon, I believe it was a week or two ago, I guess it was a week and a half ago, calling for the execution of anyone in the LGBTQ whatever lifestyles.
Wow.
Posted it to YouTube, of
Wow.
all things. The sermon was entitled, "Why Leviticus 2:13 Should Be Enforced," which is the verse that says that homosexuality is an abomination,
mm-hmm.
and then goes on to state that they should be put to death
mm-hmm.
for that sin. Pastor's name is Grayson Fitz. He took part in a reduction buyout program 2 weeks ago. They were trying to reduce the number of police officers on the force.
Yeah.
And he is actually on paid sick leave until the workforce reduction takes effect on July 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on his way out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the problem is that because he made those statements, they are having to go and review all his pending cases.
Yeah.
To make sure there isn't or wasn't any sort of foul play involved in those arrests.
Right.
This whole thing is extremely, extremely disturbing. He said in his sermon, God has instilled the power of civil government to send the police in 2019 out to these LGBT freaks and arrest them and have a trial for them. And if they are convicted, they are to be put to death.
Wow.
It is a capital crime that should be carried out by our government, says Fitz. I don't even know
how to respond to that.
Fitz is obviously delusional, for one. Okay.
Yeah.
Second, we talked about this three or 4 weeks ago about some factions of the United States Church thinking that the United States is an extension of the theocracy in the Old Testament.
Right.
That's exactly what this guy thinks.
It's what it sounds like, yeah.
It's exactly what this guy thinks.
Which is once again putting the United States on that pedestal.
Right. I mean,
like on a false pedestal.
I'm sorry, folks, but we're not God's chosen people.
Nope.
If you are a believer, then yes, you are. You are one of God's chosen people. But the America, United States as a whole, is not one of God's chosen nations.
Yeah.
This idea that the United States is this God-fearing, God-ordained country is just absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah.
Guys, yes, we have Judeo-Christian roots. That's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the moral code of almost pretty much every country
yes.
has Judeo-Christian.
Yes, it does. There is no doubt in my mind that some of the events that happened during the founding of our country may have seemed miraculous in a way.
Yeah.
That's fine. Absolutely fine. But there is nowhere in Scripture that states that we are living in a modern theocracy.
Yeah.
Where Old Testament rules apply to the entire nation.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, my first thought is obviously he's doing this because he has a chip on his shoulder against a certain group of people. He
must.
Because if he's going to follow that through, I mean, there's probably tons of people in his congregation that need to be executed too for other things that are also abominations.
Right.
And I mean,
there you go.
They stoned for all kinds of things in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
I mean, they stoned disobedient children.
There you go. I mean, it's just extremely sad. It pains me that this guy is lumped in as a Christian. Unfortunately, because he has said this, it delegitimizes anyone else who like the Front Porch Show, like us, who may not agree.
Yeah.
But it paints us as haters.
Yes.
For anyone who's listening, who's in the LGBTQ communities, we don't hate you. We disagree with you, but we don't hate you.
And we certainly don't want you to die.
No, not in the least. Not in the least.
That's just nuts.
And so, so this throws everything into question with cases he's been on. Because they need to go back and they need to make sure that everyone was fairly and justly prosecuted. I mean, he said in his sermon that he believed that his job as basically his job as power given to him by the civil government was to bring these people down.
Yeah.
And
it's very disheartening.
People like this are not Christians. They aren't Christians.
No.
That is not what God has called us to.
No.
God has called us to change the world through love.
Yeah.
He has called us to call out sin where it happens. But we can't expect a world that doesn't believe in God to follow what God has laid down as his rules.
Right.
Okay. We can't do that. It doesn't work that way.
Nope. Sure doesn't.
I can't expect someone who doesn't believe in the set of rules that I believe in to follow those rules.
Yeah.
You know, it's like coming up with a totally separate set of Monopoly, rules and expecting people to follow those rules.
Like, too bad for you.
Right. And
yeah.
It's just extremely disturbing, extremely disheartening, and I'm sorry that I'm sorry what this man has said, because that does not represent the millions of believers in our country who may disagree with you on your lifestyle choice, but still love you as a person. There's a major difference.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's really quite funny. I was in bed sleeping at 2 o'clock this morning. My wife comes in and says, oh, the shop's been, someone ran into the shop. And I said, oh, what? So I jumped out of bed and all I had was my undies on, and I've walked out the front and I've seen the car smashed, and I've seen the bloke walking back to the car. Oh, well, I tried stopping him and say, hey, mate, don't be taking off, you've just crashed into the shop. Oh, Ian goes, oh, mate, I fell asleep behind the wheel. And I'm like, yeah, righto, mate. Well, you still don't be fleeing the scene. And he goes, don't be a hero, mate. I wasn't trying to be a hero. I was just chasing down the street. And
you ran down the street in your jocks?
Yeah, in my undies. Yeah, correct. Chasing down the street in my undies, and then he started getting too far. And I'm like, oh, well, I better catch up to him quicker and come back home and drop my car. And started chasing him up the street in my little purple car.
You know, all good superheroes wear their jocks on the outside, so it kind of fits the brief.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, but I had nothing on bar me jocks.
And there you have it.
Watch out for guys in little purple cars.
Australia, man.
They're the real heroes.
They really are. They really are the real heroes. How long has it been since we've been on a cruise, Alyssa?
October. Not even a year.
I dare say it's been too long.
Not even
really
a
October?
Year.
October?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Seems like much longer ago.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm totally off, but it seems like it was a long time ago. The couple stories here from cruise ship world I wanted to hit on.
Yeah.
Because we have, how many cruises have we been on? 7?
I've lost count, honestly.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not counting anymore.
It's been enough. We've been on enough cruises. We enjoy it.
Love it.
Unfortunately, this week, though, there was a death on the Caribbean cruise ship. Caribbean Princess, they found Air Force Major Stephen Asaku, who's 37, dead in a swimming pool.
That's never good.
No, 5:15 Friday morning, they found him laying there. His wife said he had a lot to drink.
Yeah.
So possibly he
drowned
or fell in. It seems odd though. I mean, there's so many cameras around those cruise ships. You would have thought someone would have seen something, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. If you remember like going up on deck after a certain time at night, there's like nobody up there.
That's true. There is, but there's cameras.
Yeah, maybe they thought he was just chilling in the hot tub.
True, but until 5:15 in the morning?
Well, maybe, the person watching the camera wasn't the same person the whole time.
And don't they drain the pools at night? Like the boats that we've been on did.
I think the pool, but I don't know about the hot tub.
But so they said he was found in the pool.
Oh, in the pool?
They said he was found in the pool, in the Caribbean Princess Neptune pool. So I imagine that it's got to be known for something, right?
Yeah.
It's just a singular long pool. So
interesting.
Just weird. Another story from cruise ship world, though. This was the one that I really thought was kind of funny and interesting. Passenger claims he was kicked off the cruise ship because he called a crew member an idiot. This was a Norwegian cruise line trip last May. Robert Gaines had a disagreement. He claims that he wasn't given a chance to argue his case when he was kicked off the boat, and he was left in Tortola to figure out how he was going to get home. Now, Gaines admitted that things did get heated.
Yeah.
He said he made reservations for the show, but his name wasn't on the list, and when the worker refused to let him in, Gaines wasn't happy. He said, "Listen, you idiot, I'm telling you right now that my family is in the show. Why are you keeping me out of the show?" Yeah. That's when crew members started calling security. And he says, "I may have made a comment that said you better get more than a couple because I'm a big guy."
I feel like we've all met this person.
On the cruise ship.
On the cruise ship, but in real life. Like,
not
on cruise ship, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It takes a special kind of person.
Those people are so frustrating.
Oh, I know.
It's like, okay, so they screwed it up.
It's like, get off your high horse.
You're not special.
Well.
No. Like, in the big scheme of things, you show up there and you claim, "Oh, I was on the list," and start making an absolute fuss about it. You're not special.
No.
You're not special. You don't deserve different treatment.
Right. You're not.
You
above
could
the
absolutely
rules.
be lying. You could be lying.
Yeah.
And they have no way of knowing that. But the simple fact is, you escalated.
Yeah.
You called them an idiot, called for security, said they needed more security because you were going to get angrier.
Anybody who calls someone who works in service an idiot is probably needs help.
I find it takes an awful lot for security to get called on these cruise ships. We cruise primarily with Norwegian Cruise Line.
Yep.
We know a gentleman who serves as a security officer on the ships.
Mm-hmm.
Longtime friends with him. Oh, oops, dropping things. Sorry.
Making noise over there.
Sorry, I'm fidgeting. And it takes an awful lot for them to call up security and to be like, hey, cut it out.
Right.
I mean, you've got to be unruly. You've got to be like just belligerent and nasty.
Yeah. Or like completely drunk.
And I've seen, I suspect that was the case.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because I've seen people down at the what do you call it? The customer service desk, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Getting really antsy at the customer service desk.
Yeah.
And security never is called.
Right.
And so I guarantee you more was said than just what he claims.
Well, I mean, once he starts threatening physical violence, it's like...
Well, then it's over. It's absolutely over.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and look, they have... Every time you pay, like, you sign an agreement of conduct, a code of conduct.
Right.
You're not going to bring drugs on the ship. You're not going to be unruly. You're going to respect the crew's orders.
Mm-hmm.
He could have very easily taken that to customer service, complained, and they would have given him $100 free bucks or something.
Yeah.
You know,
I know there could have been 100 other ways to
thousands of other ways to just right, exactly. I mean, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a jerk.
Yeah. It's just
we live in this
shame.
society though that people are just seem to think they're absolutely entitled to everything.
And it's not just young people.
No.
It's not just millennials.
Well, why do you think the quote unquote millennials learn this?
Yeah.
It's a learned trait.
Yeah.
It's a learned trait.
Yeah. And I mean, pride is human nature too. But...
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt it is.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. I can remember. I mean, we've never had issues on the cruise ship.
No.
It seems a lot of times though. It seems like people create the issues.
Yes.
Or invent them in their head.
They expect to be king and queen.
Right.
Which I mean, you basically are treated like.
You are, but see, and then but it comes back to this. You are paying for a hotel room. This is a floating hotel, okay?
Right.
You could be on land doing the same thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's I would not claim that it's any better or any worse. There's reasons I think it's better.
Mm-hmm.
But those are just personal reasons that I absolutely love cruising. I love the water. I love the fact that I don't have a phone ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
I don't have to have my cell phone on or even accessible at all. It's great. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But that obviously those are perks to me.
Right.
But those aren't necessarily perks to everyone. And the simple fact is it's a hotel. It's a hotel. You're not entitled to any better service than any other general hotel.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like cruising has changed though, because I feel like it used to be for the more elite.
Yes. Oh, without a doubt.
And those people who think they're all that are still cruising, and they're probably annoyed at all these peons that are starting to cruise.
It's incredibly popular. I mean, we've been to basically every place we can get to in the Caribbean right now, other than like 5 or 6 places, Aruba and other southern destinations.
Yeah,
which I'd love to get to those someday.
Yeah.
But other than that, like we've been to every destination. The ship is the destination. I'm there for the salt air. I'm there just to chill. Mm-hmm. I'm there to watch the same show over and over again for the 10th year in a row, 10th cruise in a row.
Yeah, they really do need to do something about
but
that.
But I'm okay with it.
Oh, I know.
I'm absolutely okay with it because I'm there for the company. I'm there to just chill, and that's what I'm there for. So
yeah,
people really need to just take a step back, realize they're on vacation, and take a chill pill.
Yeah,
I mean, guys, life is too short to be mad like that.
It's vacation.
And life's too short to be stranded in Tortola and told to find a ticket home.
That is very true.
Because that's an expensive ticket home.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you.
Yep.
That's dumb.
So be nice.
Isn't that what most of life boils down to, though?
And respectful.
Isn't that what most of life boils down to, though?
Yeah.
Just be nice to each other. I mean,
yeah.
Life would be so much simpler if people were just nice.
Love your neighbor.
Oh. Interesting. It's like someone wise wrote that. So we're done. We're done, Alyssa.
That's it for this show.
That's it for the show. I know, guys, it's a short show. I apologize.
Yeah, we just got too much going on.
We are way too busy this week. But we felt that you guys needed a show. Because we know you guys are our faithful listeners, and we absolutely love you guys, and thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed, and I, myself, and the guys will or should be back next week. Maybe, Alyssa, I don't know. We're going to try to do a few short videos while we're gone, some family adventures that we're doing, and we'll try to get those up on the Facebook page. I mean, you'll see them because they'll be up by the time
possibly before this comes out.
Before this even comes out, possibly. So, unless I have to edit them, which I may have to do. You never know.
Maybe we'll just hang on to them.
Ooh, probably not. We'll share them.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll catch you next week.